We're here in the park today, and we are foraging. Foraging in a park, you say? Ridiculous. Actually, no. You wouldn't believe how many ornamental plants are edible and can be used in traditional medicine and can be used for all kinds of wonderful things throughout your life. So as we walk through the park today, we're taking a look here at a Cercis canadensis. This is the Eastern Redbud. These guys are incredibly tasty and loaded with vitamin C. Another cool thing about this tree is it's adapted for storms. You've heard of people talk about the Midwest as Tornado Alley? Well, it is. There's actually one forecast for today in this very park. But this redbud is going to be fine because it's so well adapted to these high winds. It has a massive taproot that snakes down and coils almost like a screw. And it screws it in the ground, makes it impossible to knock over. That taproot was actually used in traditional medicine by the Osage people for hundreds, if not thousands of years, treating things like fever and whooping cough. This is what it's named for. The ancient Greeks thought that the seed pods looked like the shuttle of a weaving shuttle, like a loom. And so they named it Cercis, which means the weaving shuttle. It's a member of the pea family, and every member of the pea family has a pod kind of like this. Some are bigger, some are smaller. You don't want to eat these seed pods because they're old and woody, but the new ones are fantastic. They taste just like green beans, and you can even pickle them if you want to try something interesting. This park was partially designed by the founder of the Botanical Garden here in St. Louis. And so he fills it with jokes that only botanists or dendrologists, people who study trees, only they will get. And so he puts the two most beautiful magnolias, even they look totally different, right next to each other. So anyone who knew about the trees would stop and be like, ah, a magnolia garden, so refreshing. When you're harvesting a plant like this, first of all, it's very important to know what you've got. You could easily misidentify the organism and end up bringing something home to yourself and your family that's toxic. Some departments of conservation have some pretty cool resources out there, like the Missouri Department of Conservation, which has an entire book for free online. So here we have the most important part of any flower, the stamens and the fruiting body itself. Without this, the plant cannot become pollinated and it cannot produce seeds. If it's low ground cover, be aware that creatures have come by. Things might have peed on it, or even worse, if you're near a farm field, you could have agrarian blow-off like pesticides and herbicides, which can be really toxic to humans. When you remove one of these flowers, its fruiting body is not going to appear for the year, and it's not going to be able to make seeds and propagate itself. It's best not to disturb the entire flower, because then you destroy it. It's best to very carefully take one or two of these petals off. And then these petals you can eat without disturbing the fruiting interior. Here, take a look at this. So this green twig, this new branch, in the Appalachians they call this Spicewood. And they'll use these to spice a lot of Appalachian traditional dishes, some including possum, some including raccoon, and most including deer. When trees suffer damage, the tree will react in a stress response, and it's called Epicormic Sprouting. They'll start sprouting new branches, usually at the site, but when they're really, really stressed, it can be all up and down the entire trunk, and you know it when you see it. Look at all the sprouting going on everywhere. In fact, half of this tree is already dead. Wow, you can see where the woodpeckers have been going in, looking for detrivores, things breaking down the tree. These plants give us so much. A good way to honor and respect them is to keep them in your lives, to think about them, to use them, and to taste them sometimes. Isn't that pretty?
It's gorgeous.
My favorite one.